Developers are panicking because I just copied and built a $10K per month app without writing a single line of code. This co-parenting app is a complete clone of Two Houses with all their premium features and Stripe payment integration to make money right away. Built entirely using one AI tool that most people don't even know yet. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I did it, so you can build your own profitable apps without any coding skills required. Let me show you the AI tool that's making traditional development outdated. Building something that actually helps people stay organized in tough situations. That's the kind of project that feels meaningful right from the start. Co-parenting isn't easy, and the goal here is to make it smoother, more structured, and a little less stressful. So to kick off the build, we will give Replit this prompt. We will be making a co-parenting app. The app's features will include a custody calendar and scheduling, a communication hub and in-app messaging system, expense tracking and management, child information repository, journal and activity logging, co-parenting task management, and financial management. Give the app a good landing page with an overview of the app's features along with a robust authentication system and database. Replit responds right away with a solid starting point. It gave us a multi-tab layout, placeholder routes for all the main features, and a simple landing page. It looks like a good foundation. But once we dig in, we realize most of the features aren't connected to a real database yet, and there's no working logic behind the scenes. So we will start checking each piece one by one and begin debugging. The first thing we will test is the authentication system. It's critical since everything from tasks to calendars to messaging has to be tied to secure individual accounts. But if we try to register a new user, nothing happens. The register button doesn't do anything. Instead of rebuilding it from scratch, we'll just send the issue back to Replit and prompt it to fix the sign up and login flow. After a few rounds of tweaking the Firebase connection and session handling, the authentication finally starts working. Users can register new accounts, log in, and stay signed in even after refreshing the page. That working, we're ready to start testing how the app handles multiple users. Now that the core login system is working, the next step is to make sure co-parents can actually connect with each other inside the app. The idea is simple. Once someone creates an account, they should be able to share a unique code with the other parent. When that code is entered, both users become linked in the system. Let's send this prompt to Replit. Good. Next, I want users to be able to connect with their co-parents. Use a unique code to allow users to connect with their co-parent. This should then immediately reflect within the app and allow them to message their co-parent. Replit is struggling to make the connection show up for both users at the same time. But after a few rounds of refinement, it is now working. Now users can share a co-parenting code, accept that code in the other account, and once that's done, they become a linked pair. The pairing logic sets the groundwork for everything that comes next. Chat, expenses, child info, it all depends on that link being in place. Biggest goals for this app is making sure both parents always have access to the same information. That means the moment one parent adds or edits something related to the child, it should instantly reflect for the other. No guessing, no back and forth screenshots, just real-time shared visibility. So the next step is to test how child profile creation works and whether the shared data behaves the way it's supposed to. We're assuming that anything related to the child should automatically be shared between both linked parents. Once we get the button for adding a child to work, we will try it out from both accounts, and right away I notice a problem. Only the parent who created the profile could actually see it. So we will send Replit this prompt. Next, I should be able to add a child. There is an error after I press the add child button. Make sure it works or try an alternative method to make it work. Also, since the two users are connected as co-parents, an added child should be added to both their accounts. In fact, each update should be shared by the two co-parents. Once Replit links the child data to the co-parent pairing logic, everything finally clicks into place. Both parents can now see and update the child's info, and any changes show up right away on both accounts. It just works the way you expect it to. And that's a big deal because this shared profile isn't just another feature. It's what the rest of the app depends on. Journals, expenses, tasks, they all connect back to this. So getting this part right really sets the foundation for everything else to run smoothly. For co-parents trying to stay on top of routines, having a visual calendar is one of the most important tools. It takes the guesswork out of who has custody on which day, makes planning holidays easier, and gives both sides a shared view of the schedule. So the next thing we will work on is the custody calendar feature. We are going to tell Replit, all good. Next, we will focus on the custody calendar and scheduling feature. Currently, there is an error when adding an event, which is attached as an image. Make sure this feature includes a visual custody calendar with color coding, schedule creation and modification tools, holiday and special event planning, custody swap requests and confirmations, and recurring scheduling templates. Everything should work and is optimized. Fixing the calendar actually feels like a big moment. Once Replit tackles the bug and builds out the full flow of the calendar, the app will definitely feel more real. Speaking of, the prompt we have resulted in the calendar showing which parent has custody on which days, and the color coding makes it super easy to follow. We can also add events, change them, delete them. Very straightforward. It even supports recurring schedules, which is huge for planning ahead. Let's test it out from both sides. How about we add events from both accounts just to make sure everything was syncing? And there you go. It all showed up perfectly on both sides. Money is one of the most common stress points in co-parenting, so getting this part right is non-negotiable. The goal here is to give both parents full transparency. Who paid for what's still pending, and how expenses are being split. That way, nobody's left guessing or chasing down receipts. I will send this prompt to Replit. We will now focus on the expense tracking and management feature. Right now, nothing happens when I press the Add Expense button. Additionally, this feature should include shared expense logging, receipt uploading and storage, expense categorization, payment tracking and balancing, and expense reports and summaries. And let's follow up with another. Include in the expenses feature child support tracking, reimbursement requests, payment history, budget planning for child expenses, and tax information organization. Replit updated the logic to handle everything we asked for. Now, both parents can add and view expenses, assign categories like education or healthcare, and even mark payments as pending, paid, or disputed. We will try it out by logging a few test expenses on each account. And sure enough, everything shows up right away. The syncing works and both sides stay perfectly aligned. Not everything in co-parenting is about scheduling and expenses. Sometimes it's just about capturing the little moments, whether it's a milestone, a mood swing, or a memorable day. So the next feature we focus on is journaling and activity logging. It should feel like a simple way to record and reflect on a child's day-to-day life. So here's what we tell Replit. Moving on to the journal and activity logging feature, I just added an entry and it hasn't updated on the interface and I can't see it. For this feature, make sure it includes daily activity records, milestone documentation, photo sharing and albums, mood and behavior tracking, as well as sleep and meal logging. After fixing the interface and updating the database login, journal entries start syncing properly. We're now able to write entries and tag them with mood ratings and behavior notes, just like we want to. While the journal keeps a record of memories and moments, the task manager takes care of everything that needs to get done, from daily errands to medical appointments co-parents need a way to coordinate responsibilities without confusion. So this is the next feature that we will focus on. We will keep things moving with this prompt. Next, we will focus on the task management feature. The following features need to be included if not already present. To-do lists with assignments, shared shopping lists, permission requests and approvals, appointment scheduling and reminders, handoff notes between parents. Replit responds by building out a complete task module. Now there's a place for the day-to-day stuff, things like reminders, shared to-do lists, and all the small tasks that usually fall through the cracks. You can assign them to either parent, set due date reminders, and even link them to a child or event so there's no confusion about what's what. It's the kind of feature that just makes co-parenting a little easier to manage without needing a bunch of back and forth. Even with tasks assigned and schedules mapped out, communication is what holds it all together. Co-parents need a way to stay in sync, clear up questions, and quickly check in without having to leave the app. So we shift our focus to rebuilding the messaging system. This is what we're gonna ask Replit in the chat. The messages feature is missing a few parts and can be better. Make sure the app includes in-app messaging system, message history with searchable archive, read receipts and notification system, group messaging for multiple caregivers, information sharing controls. A small UI bug needs to be corrected, so we have to follow up with this. This should say you since I sent the message. For future and past messages, it should also say you if the current user sent the message. Replit rolls out the full messaging system, and real communication can finally happen inside the app. Messages are timestamped so everything stays in order, and the you label now shows up correctly, which honestly just makes the whole thing way easier to follow. No second guessing who said what. There's also an archive and search by keyword feature, which is super helpful when you're trying to find something from last week without scrolling forever. And it also supports multi-user threads, which means it's not just limited to the two parents. Now, we've reached the final part of the build, and at some point every project hits that moment where you stop just building for function and start thinking about sustainability. For this app, I know I don't want a complicated pricing model. No tiers, no upgrade confusion, just one clean premium plan that unlocks everything extra without overwhelming users. So here's what we're gonna tell Replit. Connect and implement Stripe subscriptions to allow users to have premium status. But things are not going smoothly right away and we are running some errors. What we're gonna do is follow up with another prompt. I am still getting errors. Remove the excessive plans and only have one premium plan. Simplify it so that we can have more users subscribing. Make sure the Stripe implementation works. Replit, clean it up. The extra plans are now gone. We're down to just one simple premium tier, and the app now keeps track of who's subscribed without any issues. If someone's on the premium plan, they'll see a little badge in our profile, which is actually a nice little touch. And from there, they also get access to extended history, detailed analytics, and a set of exclusive templates. Nothing overwhelming, just useful upgrades that make the experience feel more complete without adding any extra friction. This build is proof that you don't need to know how to code to create something real. With a clear goal and the right prompts, we turned an idea into a full co-parenting app, step by step, fix by fix. There were bugs, breakdowns, and plenty of back and forth, but that's part of working with AI tools. What matters is that the end result works, and it's something real people can actually use. If this walkthrough gave you ideas or helped you see what's possible, hey, drop a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you'd like to see built next. And if you're into AI builds like this, don't forget to subscribe. There's more on the way. See you on the next one.